Welcome to the Rise and Grind Workshop. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, and today we're going to be using the all-new J13 Apricity DTF printer to teach you how to make a professional DTF transfer. And if you're new to the DTF printing world, that stands for direct to film. Now, most people can download a piece of artwork and get it printed on the DTF printer, but today I'm going to teach you how to stand out from the rest of the beginners printing transfers wrong. It all boils down to your artwork when it comes to a DTF transfer, and I'm going to show you how to make those transfers feel soft and flexible and very professional. For today's project, we're going to be creating a transfer that's going to go on this white t-shirt. One of the many tips and tricks you really need to learn is what we call a color knockout. Anytime you have a colored shirt, you do not want to print that color ink. So on this shirt here, we're going to knock out all of the white in that design. That way we're not printing white and pressing white on top of white. That's what's going to really make this shirt feel really light and soft and not feel like a big sticker on the front of this. So we're going to jump into Photoshop and show you how we do that inside of Photoshop. Let's go ahead and show you how to prepare your artwork for the DTF color knockout. We have a PNG file located into our Adobe Photoshop, and it's very important. You will notice we do not have a background. This is a true transparent background PNG. Let's go ahead and move over to the layers panel and make sure we've selected our first layer right here. And all we're going to do is go up to the top where it says select, and we're going to scroll down and find color range. That color range is going to pop up this display window, and you can see we have a little dropper tool out here. So since we're going to be printing on a white t-shirt, we don't want to print all this white. That's going to make that shirt feel real heavy and like it's a big sticker. You want to make sure you have the invert box check marked, and all we're going to do is scroll over to this big white area and give that one click. Once we've selected our white, we can go ahead and click OK, and you're going to now notice that that has highlighted all the white area. Next up, you're going to scroll over to the right-hand side, drop down to the very bottom to this icon right here, and we're going to add a mask to this artwork. Let's go ahead and click the mask, and you'll notice that already removed most of that white in this image. Now, here's how you can check and verify that it's going to print correctly. We're now going to come over here to the plus icon, and we're going to add another layer. Let's drag that layer down below the artwork layer, and with the layer 2 selected, go ahead and hold down Shift Delete on your keyboard, and that's going to bring up this fill dialog box. We are printing on a white t-shirt, so that's what we want to test. Let's go ahead and choose white, and we'll go ahead and click OK. Boom. Now that looks like our original image. So just to show you how this works, we could go back to that layer 2, hold down Shift Delete again, and if I change that to black and I hit OK, do you notice how the gloves are now black inside of here? That's because we knocked out that white. So whatever color shirt we print on, that's how that would look. So if we printed on a black shirt, that's the look we would get. Clearly, we're printing on white, so we want to go ahead and go back to the white and click OK. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now let's go ahead and head up to Image, drop down to Image Size. You're going to notice this is 20 inches by 20 inches. Now this part is also very important. We want to make sure we change that resolution from 96 to 300 DPI, and then we're going to make the width on this shirt 8 inches. Now let's go ahead and click OK. Now we need to prepare the spot channel for this artwork. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our file, and I'm going to export, and I'm going to change this to a PNG, and I want to make sure it is transparent, and I'm going to go ahead and click export. I'm going to call this 6, 7, 8 inches. Go ahead and click OK. Make sure you save it in the right folder so you can find it. All right, now I'm going to go File, Open, and then here's our 6, 7, 8 inches. So we're on the correct file. Now we're going to scroll over to our layer 1, hover over the actual thumbnail, right click on that, and you're going to choose Select Pixels. Next, we're going to move up to the top, and we're going to go back up here to Select. We're going to scroll down to Modify, and then we're going to come over here to Contract. For this image right here, I'm just going to contract by 1 pixel. That's basically telling the program we want to shrink the white in just a little bit so the white isn't poking out really far from the colors. So 1 pixel would be fine for this artwork. We'll go ahead and click OK. Now let's go ahead and scroll back over to the layers panel, make sure layer 1 is selected, but now we're going to move up to this middle tab called channels. And then to the far right, you're going to see these 4 lines. Go ahead and click on those lines, move right down here, and it says new spot channel. Click that one time. Did you notice how that image turned red? Everything red is where the white is going to print. So you will notice that in the middle of his hands and around the cuff of the Grinch, that is transparent, because remember, the t-shirt is going to show us that white. We do not want to see that area red. So this W1 is fine. You can name that whatever you want, but that's just telling me W1 is our spot channel, and the only reason it's red is so it gives us a visual. Now we want to say File, Save As. We're going to call this 6/7 Grinch DTF 8, save that to our downloads. That's the screen that I use. You're more than welcome to look at it. I'm on a Mac. Go and click OK. Congratulations, you now have your proper artwork set up to do a white color knockout. Let's head out to the DTF printer and get this printed. Now that you're a professional and have your DTF artwork prepared correctly, let's go ahead and open our RIN software, and this software is included with your purchase of the J13 Apricity. Navigate to the top and locate the import icon, and we're going to load in the file that we just created. Go ahead and double click on your file, and we're going to leave this the original size. Right down here in the lower left-hand corner, you can see that the width is 8 inches. Now let's go ahead and go over here to this horizontal center button and click that one time. We're now in the center. You're going to notice this file is correct because the glove here, you can see the transparent background. Now let's jump up to the spot color icon. And we're going to make sure that this first row called spot 1, that's what handles our white spot channel. So we do have under the data source, we are on spot color, and we're going to leave that at 0. And we do have a negative 0.15 bleed. And again, that's going to help that white not poke out from the edges. Let's go ahead and click application. Now we're going to move over here to where it says print. And from here, you can do 2 things. You can save this as a file type, or you can send it directly to the printer if you choose TCP/IP. For this version, we're going to go ahead and leave it file. Next up, we're going to choose forward output, and we also want to do a horizontal mirror. You always want to mirror your DTF transfers. Now let's go ahead and click print, and that's going to bring up this save dialog box. So I'm going to type this 6/7 Grinch DTF 8 final, and we'll go ahead and click save. Now let's minus this down and jump into our Better Printer app. And we're going to go up here to Task Browse. And I keep my files just in a download folder that I can easily delete and clear out. Let's go ahead and double click on the 6/7 Grinch DTF 8 final. And now you want to make sure you have your white check marked and you have your color check marked. We are now ready to send this to the printer. This J13 Apricity is a single printhead DTF printer, and it features a XP600 printhead. The benefits of the XP600 printhead is their long lifespan. If you take care of them, they can last anywhere from 6 to 12 months. They produce a nice high quality image, and this item is a consumable and it will wear out. So the XP600 might not be the fastest printhead out there, but it's going to be much easier on your wallet. This unit also features a 12-inch wide roll of DTF film, so your maximum width is going to be just under 12 inches. However, since it comes on a roll, you could always print as long as you need. Another unique feature on the J13 Apricity is down here on the left-hand side. This is going to be your heating and your suction control. This has a vacuum table which keeps this DTF film nice and flat, which lets that printhead stay in focus during the entire print. That heating element is located underneath this outfeed table, and that helps cure the ink as it comes out. So right here is a great example of the color knockout. The Grinch's hand was green. That's why you see the white going on top of the green. If you look over at the Santa Claus hand, that's where we knocked out the white, and it is not printing white where the t-shirt is going to handle that. Once your print is finished, the carriage will return to its home position. Head back to the Better Printer app and use the feed icon to roll your artwork just past this little stainless steel bar. And here's one of my favorite features. Lift up on your DTF film, grab this little trolley, slide it across your print, and take a look at that automatic built-in cutter. We now need a way for this DTF transfer to stick and adhere to a t-shirt. This is called DTF powder, and when you purchase your J13, you will get a free bag of DTF powder. I keep mine in this plastic container, and I've got some DTF powder in a small cup right here. I like to go ahead and grab my transfer, and you want the ink side facing up, and you're gonna go ahead and sprinkle this powder across the transfer. I like to grab the bottom and the top, and I create a little channel, and I'm gonna go back and forth a couple times. You just wanna make sure you get every part of that artwork covered. How much you put on is gonna be your own personal preference. Once I feel I've got a good coating, I like to shake all the excess off, and then go ahead and give it a good flick with your fingers. You wanna get all that extra powder off. Now here's what the artwork looks like out of the printer and with the powder on the backside. And you might be thinking, that looks a little funny. That's because we did a color knockout. Let's show you the next step. Moving right along to the next step in the process, we need to bake or cure that DTF powder into the ink. The manufacturer recommends 150 degrees Celsius for 120 seconds. Now you might be asking yourself, where do I get an oven like this? Well, the best part about purchasing your J13 Apricity, this oven is included. So we've already got our temperature set to 150 degrees Celsius, and we've adjusted our timer to 120 seconds. We're gonna go ahead and open the cover, and we're gonna lay our DTF transfer in with the powder side up, and once you close that door, that 120-second timer is gonna automatically count down. One thing I would highly recommend, this oven does have a vent, and you can probably see some fumes starting to come out. I would highly recommend you purchase yourself a nice 3M respirator and do your research so you can buy the proper filters to protect you from these films. They're very harmful for your health. The oven will scream at you when it's ready. Go ahead and open the cover, and let's go ahead and remove our transfer. Now with our transfer out of the oven, one of the ways to check and confirm you cured it properly, you don't want to see any yellow or discoloration or even worse, burn marks. All of your white ink where that powder was, it should really represent an orange peel, and that is exactly what this looks like. So you want to make sure that everywhere across that transfer has that nice orange peel look. This one cured perfectly. Let's head on over to the heat press. So when it comes to heat presses, there are a wide variety of makes and manufacturers out there. Today we're going to be using this Transworld Pro heat press. This is a 16 by 20. We really like this one because they have different size platens, although I don't have a smaller platen for the shirt I'm pressing today. But just in case you're interested, you could detach this lever and lift this platen out and put a different size platen on. Really easy, and then you just lock it back into position. This heat press also slides out. Some of them swing away, some of them don't do either. It doesn't matter whether it's a $100 heat press or a $2,000 Stahls heat press. Whatever you have will work for transferring DTF transfers onto a t-shirt. If you guys would like an affordable heat press when picking up your J13, Jay's Printer Parts also sells a heat press. So go ahead and check out that website, and I'll drop a discount code down below. So anytime you're heat pressing a DTF transfer, you want this top platen to be able to rest as flat as possible on the bottom. With these smaller junior or youth size t-shirts, even though I have the neck hanging off of the end, the stitching along the side, bottom, and armpit area are not going to allow that top platen to lay as flat as I would like. So I'm going to show you a pro tip on how to press these smaller size t-shirts on the larger 16 by 20. This right here is what we call a heat press pillow. You can get these from a wide variety of manufacturers. We just picked these up from Amazon. All we're gonna do is take this pillow and we're gonna put that inside of this t-shirt. So now I can go ahead and take this shirt, I can slide it down so that this neck or collar is hanging off the edge of that platen. I'm going to smooth out the shirt so it's nice and flat. And by me having that pillow in here, that's going to allow this top platen to make full contact with this nice flat surface and get a professional press. With this being a 100% cotton t-shirt, we have our press set at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna press this for 15 seconds. So depending on what heat press you're utilizing, you're gonna need to adjust the pressure to compensate for the thickness of this pillow. If you're used to just pressing t-shirts on this flat platen, that's gonna be way too tight with this pillow. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen ours up with this knob up here on the top. Now let's go ahead and get this ready to press. I wanna make sure I get this nice and centered. I'm gonna go ahead and fold this in half, and I'm gonna fold it to the outermost portion of each part of the graphic. Go and make a crease in the top. When you fold that back over, you've now got a center line. Prior to pressing, I'm just gonna use my lint roller and make sure I've got anything that would contaminate my print or get buried underneath of it off of the t-shirt. You always wanna do a pre-press, so let's get the shirt nice and flat. Let's grab a Teflon sheet, and we're just gonna do about a 5 to 10 second pre-press. That's gonna get any extra moisture that might be hiding inside of that t-shirt. After you've been pressing t-shirts for a while, you don't need to use templates. You'll get really good using your eyeball. But they do make these little templates right here, and this one is a children's front. So all I'm gonna do is slide that up here on this collar and use that for reference. Let's go ahead and take our transfer. And remember, we creased this in the center. So all I'm gonna do is line the center mark up with the center mark right here. And I'm gonna move that logo right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. That looks good right there. Now we can go ahead and place our Teflon sheet over the top of that. And let's go ahead and give this a press. I like to hold the Teflon sheet and pop that open. Carefully remove that Teflon sheet. Go and slide this out. Now when it comes to DTF film, they make a couple different types. You have a hot peel or a cold peel. If you're using hot peel, you could peel this transfer off right away. This happens to be a cold peel, so we're gonna wanna let this cool down to room temperature prior to peeling. Now that we've let this cool down to room temperature, let's go ahead and grab a corner right here and peel this up. Perfect. Now here's an additional pro tip I like to use just to make my DTF products stand out from the rest of the crowd. Totally optional. I'm gonna take a spare cotton sheet and I'm gonna lay that over the top of that graphic, and I'm gonna slide my platen back in, and I'm gonna go ahead and press this one more time with this cotton sheet over the DTF transfer for about 10 seconds. What this is doing is getting any trapped humidity or moisture out of that DTF print, as well as transferring a texture into the print so it's gonna feel like a screen print. Let's go ahead and remove that. So here's a look at our final product. Once again, white t-shirt. We did the white knockout. With that pressed onto the shirt, you would never know we did the white knockout. But this is gonna feel really soft. It's gonna be nice and flexible. It's not gonna make you sweaty by feeling like you have a big heavy sticker on your chest. And this turned out incredible. So that right there is how you prepare your DTF artwork like a professional. Well, what do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. How did this project turn out? Did you guys gain any value out of this video? If you're a hobbyist or a small business looking to scale up, or you want to offer some different products to your customers, I would really recommend you take a look at the J's Printer Parts J13 Apricity. It comes with the printer and the oven and all the accessories you need to get printing, and hopefully you got some good value out of this video that's really going to make you look like a professional right out of the gate. And as always, if you guys use my discount code, I will have that dropped right here on the screen below. That's going to save you money on all of the printers at J's Printer Parts, as well as other products and accessories. Drop a comment below and let me know what else you guys would like to see me show you on this J13 Apricity. Thanks for everybody that watches and supports this channel. We will catch you on the next video.